Good afternoon guys, Speedbird189 here again today with another new aircraft video for you. Sorry for the lack of upload recently, I'm afraid I've just been busy. Anyway, here we have what I believe is a Gemini Jet's Ryanair Boeing 737-800 model in the 1 to 200 scale. I say I believe because the box to this model and the model itself is completely devoid of any manufacturer branding, as I will now demonstrate. So here we have the box. If I bring it a bit forward, we have the Ryanair title, Ryanair logo with a computer graphic image of the model, which is the, as stated, Ryanair Boeing 737-800. Got the Boeing trademark there, 1 to 200 scale die-cast model, and like everything nowadays, made in China. So go to the bottom of the box, flip it over, got the warning, it has small parts, not recommended for children under 13 years of age, and again 1 to 200 scale die-cast model. Around the side, got the Ryanair logo, Boeing trademark again, another Ryanair logo, and at the back, whichever one it was first time, I can't remember, but it doesn't matter because they are exactly the same. So, you'll also notice there is no barcode, so I can't look it up as to what's the serial number it is, what model number it is, or anything, so there's no clue there as to the manufacturer. The only thing I do have that indicates any manufacturing identity is on this. This is the stand for the base, which will of course go down the ground when if I choose to display it in flight, which I never do. But inside the stand, if I bring it close to the camera, you can just about make out there is a Gemini 250 logo inside there. And that's literally the only manufacturer branding at all that this model has featured in any way, shape or form. So that's that. We'll now get on to the model itself. Let's bring it in front of the camcorder, up there. Okie doke. So this plane, if you're from anywhere in Europe, will be a very familiar sight. This is of course the Ryanair 737-800. Now Ryanair, as I'm sure the vast majority of you know, Ryanair is an Irish low-cost carrier based out in Dublin, Ireland. They have operations across pretty much the entirety of Europe. Yeah, they literally fly anywhere and everywhere. They pretty much cover the entirety of Europe and parts of North Africa, and also going down as far south as, I'd say, Tenerife. Canary Islands will be as far south as they go. A very common sight across Europe in aviation. If you were to look at anywhere in Europe on Flight Radar 24 or any other online flight radar, it would be pretty rare to find a bit of airspace not occupied with at least 1 or 2 Ryanair aircraft. So yeah, that's that. As again, I'm sure you're all aware, Ryanair haven't got the best reputation for passenger comfort or passenger service until fairly recently, until the last couple of years. It seemed as if they almost were proud of implementing these extra charges for virtually anything, such as having an extra €50, almost a fine if you try to take a piece of hand luggage that is even slightly above their limits, which even probably could fit into the overhead luggage bins, but require a bit of pushing, a bit of force. And also their credit card fees, overcomplicated pricing, hidden pricing when booking a flight. But this has all changed very recently, with when the likes of EasyJet started to become more passenger friendly. Ryanair started to lose revenue, so they've also taken the stance of just introducing a new online app, which is very simple to book tickets through, and also providing allocated seating on all flights, so that it's no longer a scrum just to get any seat. You can now have your seat pre-allocated, and you can also reserve seats for a very, very cheap and respectable price. So yeah, they're quite good now. I've flown them quite a few times recently. Most recently was last month. I flew them from London Stansted, which is actually their Stansted is their biggest hub, which is in the UK, in Essex. So I flew from Stansted to Hamburg in Germany. Did a day trip over there, £35 return flight, so very, very respectable. And yeah, for me personally, if you know what you're doing, you're going to travel light, then they're definitely a good airline to go with, because of just how cheap they are. And certainly if I fly from Stansted, they tend to be fairly reliable. Yeah, when I flew from Gatwick with them in May, I think it was, flew to Dublin. Unfortunately, both flights were half-hour late each way, but from Stansted, certainly because it's a less congested airport, they're very punctual there, and I've got no problems yet, at least. Anyway, enough blabbing on about that. We'll dive in and talk about the model itself. So this is, as I've said, the Ryanair 737-800 in their livery. I think this livery personally really suits the 737-800. It's a really, really attractive livery. Yes, it's a good livery, and it's very, very easily recognisable as to who it belongs to, as to who flies this, or who the airline is at least. So we'll start from the front. So here we have the very distinctive nose cone for the Boeing 737s. There's a very distinct shape about them, which you can, certainly if you know what you're looking at, you can instantly tell it's a 737. Moving on, we've got the cockpit windows, windscreen wipers at the front. You've got the nose gear door, part of the registration. You've got the front left-hand door there, the Ryanair titles along the fuselage, with the harp there. You can just see the inboard landing light, wing, and you got the winglet with the Ryanair logo just at the end of them. On the other side, you can see it is printed both inside and outside, as you can see there. You can also see that from my video from on board the flight from Dublin to Gatwick last month. So it's all very much prototypical. Now, got the engines here. These are the CFM 56s, which I'm pretty sure are standard across pretty much the entire 737 range at the moment. Certainly the 737-800 next generation, next gen, as these ones are. We go further down the fuselage, you got the anti-collision beacon light, the antennae, and then come further back, and we have the Irish flag and the registration, which is EI-DPJ, or Echo India Delta Papa Juliet. Then you've got the rear door, the horizontal stabilizer, and the tail fin with the famous harp logo of Ryanair, which is also featured across quite a lot of Ireland. It's to do with their history somewhere, I'm not entirely sure what, but if you know, of course, feel free to comment. So that's the side there. We'll go on to the back quickly. Let's have a quick look. So at the bottom here, As I said before, you have the horizontal stabilizers, APU, just a general review of the aircraft. Looking at the right hand side of the aircraft, pretty much exactly the same as what we saw on the left hand side. Again, cockpit, doors, Ryanair logo, engines, wingtip, registration, and tail fin and horizontal stabilizers. So that's that. If we move to the front, we just have a head-on view of the blade. Excuse me. I'll just bring it up a bit, it'll be a bit easier to view it. There we go. You see the forward profile of the aircraft, and you can just see inside to the engine. Just turned on the lights on the camera, you can see into the engine. It's very realistic. Got the fan blades and the spiral on the centre, which indicates or shows clearly if the fan blades are rotating. And then if we come to the other side, you've got pretty much exactly the same on the opposite engine. If we look underneath the underbody, you can see the landing gear. So here we go again. The nose gear, Papa Juliet on the landing gear door. Here we have the main gear with rotating wheels. It's pretty typical that the outside wheel is got some sort of blue covering over the wheel itself. You can see the same on the other side as such. If we look underneath, you'll notice that there is no landing gear door on the underneath. This is correct. This is pretty typical for the 737s. They do not have landing gear doors covering the landing gear when the plane's in flight. Don't know why. Airbus do, probably to lower costs, where it's not particularly necessary on this sort of type of aircraft, I suppose. On the underside of the wing, again we've got the reg and so on and so forth, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's pretty much an overlook of the model. Again, as you probably noticed, the model itself was completely devoid of any branding of manufacturer. So with the box, the only clue being the base of a stand here. I've had a quick look on the internet. I did see one model which claimed to be Gemini, but it had a proper box, and it also had the same registration of EI-DPJ. So I can only assume that this is a Gemini Jets model, unless anyone else knows otherwise. That's what I'm going to assume it is. If you do know otherwise, yeah, feel free to let me know through either private message or a comment in the video, and I will of course update the details. I'll put in the description as necessary. So that's it for now. I hope you found it enjoyable, hope you found it interesting. This aircraft cost me about £50 on eBay, which I thought was quite a respectable price, considering how I've seen models of this somewhat similar demand. Because Ryanair is quite rare to find in model form, certainly in 1 to 200 scale. Phoenix do a model in 1 to 400, but certainly 1 to 200 they're quite hard to come by. There was another model going for well over £100, so this is quite a nice little saving. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. It will look very smart in the collection. It'll be another part to the bigger fleet. Bigger fleet is in the 1 to 200 collection. That I've got a small amount of. So yeah, that's it. And I'll see you in the next video. So until then, take care and see you later.